Then I said water buffaloes.
And welcome back to another episode of the Baseline Bums podcast. It's your host, Rob, aka B-Ball Archives, and I got a whole bevy of bums here in the house. AJ, James, Adam, thanks for being here today. We got some fun stuff to discuss. We got to talk about a nice new fan section in the Frost Bank Center. There's going to be tryouts this weekend. A lot of fun stuff right there. Some new details with the Kawhi and some potentially even more funny money happening there. But before we dive into all that, how are you guys doing?
It's a beautiful day to be bumming it.
Well said.
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to, y'all are beautiful through this computer screen, but I'm going to get to see those mugs in person here pretty soon. I'm excited to do that, as a matter of fact.
Clean up real
reuniting.
nice.
It's a great day today. I'm happy to be here. I got my friends with me, but also like there's just been a lot of really interesting like Spurs stuff going on, and I really excited to get to it. We'll get to it in a minute. So there's a teaser, but guys, Rob's wedding's this weekend, and we're gonna talk about that too. And it's gonna be a fucking party, and I cannot wait.
Oh yeah, we're about to get down, and we're gonna kind of drink a little bit like it's 15 years ago. I'm not gonna lie.
We might
AJ,
have
Adam,
to
and
put a
myself
little
are
video
gonna hate
together of us
ourselves
dancing on the dance
Monday.
floor.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, we've been friends for what, close to 30 years? No, not close to, over 30 years.
Yep.
So getting to send you off to your
Y'all are
soon-to-be lovely
fucking
bride.
old.
Yeah, dude, we are.
Yeah.
We are
We-
old. I
we
forget
are
how old.
old.
How old are you, James? Are you what, 30?
I'm 32. I'm
Yeah,
just a few
little
years
old.
younger than you. I'm just a few years.
Yeah,
younger
3
than y'all, but
years.
y'all are still old
A mere
balls.
child. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're a baby. You are a baby.
Similac on my breath.
So how about that new section at the Spurs Arena, huh, boys?
I know. I got excited whenever Wemby was talking about it, and he was wanting the fan section to kind of feel more like European soccer, where you have that energy, you feel the chanting, there's swaying back and forth. Maybe there's a little violence, someone might get punched in the face, but that's part of the excitement. So I think that to have a little snippet of that is what Wemby is asking for. And AJ, you brought up the question in the group chat, and I loved it. It's like, what would we personally do to go get that spot? Like, what would we do in the tryouts? And I'm curious to what you had in mind.
All right. So as you guys know, I love soccer. Look, I got Arsenal jersey on. Didn't even mean to
Gooner.
do that. So for me, when I think European fanatics, like guys that are at every game, they go crazy. I think chance. And I think for me, my pitch to everybody is going to be use GPT for good and just type in like chance for Victor Wembanyama to the tune of XYZ. Type in tunes to Stefan Castle to XYZ. How can we get Fox involved outside of what does the Fox say? So like I think that's like something I would bring to the table. And also when you go to a basketball game, it's kind of boring. Like obviously the stuff on the court is fun. You have the
Object.
fan experience.
I'm
Hold on,
objecting
no,
for the
hold on,
record to that.
Adam.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, but like you go to places and you're like, no, this is fun. Like, oh, shot, yay, ooh, dunk, woohoo. Like it's really a lot of sitting, and you stand maybe in the fourth quarter when the game's close, but like hopefully this idea, because if I looked up the tickets correctly, it's like behind one of the baskets. So, and I want to say there's like 50 seats or so. So if we start like if they can get everyone else going and we start to become like that old school Golden State crowd, like Frostbank becomes a really hard place to play, and that gives us a huge advantage.
Absolutely.
I think to your point, like you look at what the Clippers did with the wall last year, and they did have some success and like an increased home court advantage with that. I mean, we're trying to win basketball games, so I love the idea that we're trying to have a more exciting atmosphere. And what I think you meant is that comparatively to maybe some other organizations, comparatively to college basketball, European soccer, NBA games
that's
are
what I meant.
more tame. And it's going to be exciting to give ourselves a little bit more of an edge and have a little bit more of a passionate, audience. And I think that's going to be incredibly necessary, and it's going to help us kind of start building a culture of winning again, hopefully.
Well, and I think that's the interesting thing that you just said there, Adam. Wimby's influence for this was European soccer and PSG being his favorite team. But to our American sensibilities, this strikes me more like almost a student section in college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'll be interesting to. I don't quite know what to make of the idea, honestly, until I see it in execution. So it'll be interesting to see, how it starts off the season, what it looks like, if it actually does get an advantage, or if it kind of becomes like a meme almost. Because I have a fear that it kind of becomes a little bit of a joke.
Yeah.
I think that's what the in-person tryouts are probably going to prevent. There's going to be a pretty big vetting process to make sure that the most passionate fans are there. And it's also going to be a thing of pride for them. Like, you look at our podcast in the name, the Baseline Bums, that was that was founded as being a section of, I believe it was the Alamo Dome going back years.
No,
Hemisphere
Arena.
Yeah, thank you. Before the Alamo Dome, the Hemisphere.
They used to throw
that was a
batteries and,
passionate
spit
group
on
of
them.
fans,
No, only Tech fans do that, AJ.
So do the Bums, but now they're a lot older and they can't do it anymore. That's why they moved them up to the top.
Right. Yeah. All those batteries just honestly, you just hit the people sitting courtside.
Yeah. But no, I think at best it is kind of a new generation of the Baseline Bums. Maybe not with that same name, but the concept lives on. And that's what we can all hope for. And hopefully it does get rowdy, and hopefully it does, kind of light a spark in the arena, because it does feel sometimes a bit corporate, how we say, I think, to put it nicely.
I think about the time when we had Manu, and the only time we heard ole, 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 Manu was when he played with Argentina. I'm like, why didn't we do that shit in a Spurs arena? Like, that would have been a perfect chant for that time, and we never got to do it.
You just got to go up. You hear it in the 300s. It's just not down in the 100s.
But it needs to be heard all over Frost Bank Center. Like, we need to hear it like in the HEB fan zone. We need to hear it if you're, getting some Whataburger or getting some brisket. Like, you need to like hear that shit and feel it. And so like, I really think that we could get to a point if we sort of create this trend where it's like, really passionate fans behind the basket, like trying to like, sway the opponent. Like, more teams would do it. And I mean, I'm not going to say rivalries would like feel more like soccer, and this would all like ultimately be like the El Clasico and feel like that whenever we play Houston or, our neighborhood.
Pretty dope though.
But like, I could see something like that down the line where it's like it creates almost like a really super competitive hometown rivalry. Obviously not in the next 5-10 years, but like further down the line.
So you went El Clasico. I was gonna think more topical, like El Asico, up in Iowa. Y'all know that joke?
I sure don't. My laugh just now was a faked laugh.
I can't say I do.
So the Iowa State game, they call it the Cyhawk game, but it's annually it's always so terrible that on the internet it's earned the nickname El Asico.
Oh, okay.
Or when Tech plays Baylor, it's the Butt Bowl.
The Butt Bowl. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I did ask ChatGPT to make me some soccer tunes. Victor Wembanyama. Should we listen now?
See what it gives us.
Yeah.
Can't be any worse than the country songs it spits out.
So I was like, hey, ChatGPT, make me a song first, a soccer chant song for Victor Wembanyama doing something everyone knows. And they came back with "We Will Rock You." So just keep this in mind. I've read over this a couple times, but not on live. So I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie. Our couple listeners are going to be like, wow, you suck. So it's a Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama. And then Victor Wembanyama standing tall. He'll block your shot. He dunked them off a pair of streets of San Antonio. Spurs found the Giants are home. Victor Wembanyama. Dude.
Nah.
Yeah,
see,
let's leave
as,
Cat BT out of these. I think we're gonna have to come up with these on our own.
As an Eagles fan, we need like our own like fight song, like think macro version, like a Spurs fight song. Like they have like, Fly Eagles Fly, and other NFL teams have something similar. Something, the whole crowd gets in on, and it's the whole team they can sing about or whatever.
Absolutely.
Do we know how many people are going to be like in this section or a part of this specific club?
I think it's 50. I could be wrong.
50 people?
They'll need to get that. They'll need to get that bigger if it.
Those
if
are
it
rookie
catches.
numbers. We're going to need to bump those numbers up in this racket.
Well, no, it's these guys they're the fire starter. It's like you're not supposed to have like a huge massive group. It's supposed to be like a very select group of people that are just supposed to be high energy all of the time, always moving. I think about, I hate to fucking say it, but I think about those douchebags from A&M, the yell leaders.
Let's just get some crackheads and pay them, put them on the
That
Spurs
was where
payroll.
Wemby was inspired, actually. He went to a midnight yell a little bit ago, and he was inspired from that.
No, but I'm just saying, it's like there's not a ton of them.
Don't
but
you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
They're always keeping the energy up, and I could see it kind of being like that to a certain degree, but I do want to say that if I was a member of this group, I would actually dress like a wizard. I would grow out my beard even longer. I would have a gigantic churro staff. And then whenever Wemby would get a block, I would say, "You shall not pass." And then the entire crowd would chant, "You shall not pass."
Oh my God.
That's exactly what would
a
happen.
Great idea. What spurred you to think of this?
I smoked a fat bowl this morning and then thought about it.
You were watching
Honestly,
a Lord of the Rings clip?
Get you some like Fiesta colored robes and shit like that.
Yeah,
Please
you can
tell
be
me you just
Spurs
like
wizard.
saw. Tell me you just saw Forgetting Sarah Marshall recently, and you have this scene of Jason Segel in his underwear doing it.
That is a great scene and a fantastic movie.
Scene. It's a fantastic.
Well, Rob,
movie. Good
you
for
could be
Pete.
basically
Good for
Tim
you.
Duncan's tattoo reincarnated.
The Joker.
No, he has a Merlin tattoo on his back.
There we go, Merlin. But yeah, I think it's and not to like say like Spurs Jesus is whatever, but like you have to have kind of like a persona and something that people can identify with, so they can get excited you're doing something, especially if there's only 50 of you that are responsible for getting 18,000+ people excited night in, night out.
I do just like that our star player, our organizational foundational piece right now is trying to connect with the fans more, get the fan base more excited, and do something to build more excitement in San Antonio in general. Because that's what we need. We need more people. Like, I don't want to show up or watch a game on TV and see people empty. Like, we need to have fans there early and excited, and like we need to have our home court presence felt early in these games. Because they do get lit late when they're close, they get exciting, but first halves are not chill, like they're not loud enough. And
that's why the Coyote has to come after first timeout.
I want what Oklahoma City can get. I want like how Sacramento can get, how Golden State used to get. Like that's the type of home court advantage that I want.
That's what comes with desperation. The Spurs been there before, but five titles makes you a little quiet.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is if this was around back when we were seniors in high school, we would have been like, just come to a Bernie basketball game. We'll show you how this works. Because
AJ, you would have gotten
2008
in
and
trouble for dressing
2009,
like a Mexican.
Exactly. I got in trouble for dressing like a Mexican. That's a whole different story. But Rob's point, a persona.
Yeah. So whenever Rob and I were on the high school basketball team, our student section would dress up in costumes to our games. We had a really good team. We were ranked highly in the city. actually finished that year #1 in the city. Rob was all state that year, an absolute animal. But our fans dressed up to the games, and it got so rowdy. We had such a legit home court advantage, but I think some of the costumes went a little bit too far. And let's just say the blankets over the bodies, they were questioning if it was Casper or what else it might have been, a couple people. So it's like, I think it was just that it was stopped, but it is a cool inspiration, and I do love the Gandalf thought. I like that a lot.
I remember what got y'all, what got Miss Butler, the principal, really mad was, I think y'all were juniors and y'all were playing Kennedy, and someone started a San Jacinto chant. And I think that was what got a lot of the stuff gone.
I don't remember that, but I believe it, unfortunately.
Oh, absolutely.
So we got in trouble for, like, we had so many different costumes, and to Adam's point, like, there were a lot of like kind of suspect, but like it was funny to us because we were in fucking high school. So like we had, I just remember Cam was a lumberjack for a long time.
I remember.
And Cam senior year, one of our good buddies, we love him to death, has the easiest phone number to remember. I can tell you later, but basically,
no, say it on air.
He showed up. He showed up as a lumberjack in a gymnasium. And granted, it's like, it's cold outside, but he's like full flannel with a beanie and like jeans on. And he is just like pouring sweat like he's in a sauna. That poor guy. And I'm like, hey, Cam, you okay? And his like beanie's off. And he's like, it's fucking hot, man.
It's like
I'll just say this, as a player, it was cool.
Pounds.
As a player, it was cool to have our fan base turn out like that. I'll be honest.
Oh, dude, it was so cool to watch everyone get all excited. Like, I remember hitting a big 3 against Kennedy, and I turned around, and I think it was Nathan Van Ort was dressed as Jesus. and I literally just went. I literally just prayed to him, and then I just ran back on D, and I was just like, where the hell else are you gonna be able to do that mid game? It's like I'm just literally just
Dude, can you imagine this group during Halloween if they dressed up? Like how wild that would be. Like, dude, just great times. Like you can make this happen. It'll be a lot of fun. So I hope they do it right, and I hope they don't make it cheesy. But I'm curious to know how many people signed up to try out.
So I was younger than y'all, and we didn't have the same kind of fervor in our student section. But as we got further in our season, the band started showing up.
Oh shit!
For our games. And so that was really dope. And it reminded me that every now and then in Miami for the Marlins games, they'll permit noisemakers. Like people can bring in tambourines and Latin music instruments and whatnot.
Vuvuzelas?
Like, not vuvuzelas. Think more Cuban than South African. But something like that, banging a little tambourine, shaking a little maraca, something like that, and put a little San Antonio flair into it.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm here.
With cold cans of Dos
I'm
Equis on the floor
that.
with the refs.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of potential there. I mean, just and we've been saying this time in, time out, like the fact that it's Wemby that is spearheading this and is wanting the fans to get more engaged and more active. I think that this is only going to lead to a stronger connection to the Spurs, and we really need that, especially with all this Project Marvel stuff happening. We need all the Spurs support that we can get. And maybe we'll eventually get some support from the mayor whenever she seeks some counsel from whoever she's paying.
Ooh. I wouldn't look forward to that because she keeps paying different people. People keep leaving.
Yeah, so give us some more insight. You're alluding to our new topic, which is our lovely San Antonio mayor, and a new report that came out today. Who wants to lead that one?
I don't know if any of us are versed enough to.
Well, all I'm saying is AJ shared the link earlier that she's paying taxpayers are paying $10,000 monthly for.
So she hired an external communication firm to help her with her communication for 3 months. Now until I think it's like the end of October, and it's $10,000 a month, so $30,000 for, I guess, her internal communication stuff. Which there's a paper trail. We can see it. To what James said earlier is right. One of her team people left, so she has this. I guess a lot of people kind of turning their back, I guess, on her. And if you guys watch the news when she goes and interviews with people, like it's not gotten any better, unfortunately. And with everyone going, door to door and stuff, it's a very interesting dynamic because she can't talk. She can't voice her opinion about the issue, but
it would
like
be illegal.
everything that she's doing says exactly what she thinks about the issue.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's that. I mean, her body language, her actual verbiage, all of it just screams anti-Project Marvel. And when you look at everyone she's aligned herself with, and the fact that there's been transparency for a couple of years now, and just because you weren't the mayor when this went down doesn't mean that things weren't being discussed, figures weren't being brought up in the meantime. And so it's like you need to play catch up quickly. And I don't think that she's really taking it as seriously as she needs to, because if she's thinking that she can kind of just delay this and just keep saying we need transparency and we need independent reports until October, then I think voters are fucked.
I think John Elizondo a couple of weeks ago on our podcast had a really good point about her military background and how that seems to be kind of bleeding through into her leadership style, because it's not only just Project Marvel, it's other things where she's come in and almost just completely disregarded everything that happened before her like it didn't happen. And so it's like you can't really do that in local politics because it's such a different beast than anything she's ever run for before. And she's never won an election that meant anything. Let's put that out there, first of all. And so there's a lack of experience in leadership, I think, that's just laid bare in terms of just the resistance she's getting, forget the voters, within her own chamber.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up the military. That's obviously a big part of her, but I think that the way that the military works is you have a rank and everyone below you looks up to you and they report to you, right? And ultimately who she serves is the citizens of San Antonio, and she serves us. We are not people that she bosses around and tells us what to do. We're supposed to be the voice through her legislature. And it's so disingenuous of her to take the approach she's taken, and it's easy to see through. And I think come, a couple years from now when she's up for re-election, it's going to be a whirlwind for her because San Antonio and the Spurs are synonymous, and that organization is sacred to the city. It means a lot more than any one individual, one mayor will ever. And she started off her tenure on the wrong note, and
I wouldn't be surprised if she
sad.
got primaried, honestly.
Yeah, we'll see. But it would be interesting to see kind of how everyone votes in November, because if the ballots come back and this thing passes like 70-30, like, wow, talk about out of step with your city. So we got to, I think I didn't see too much about the Saturday event that happened with all the people in the pep rally or whatever you want to call it. But I did see like a few videos, and I saw that a few people sat and talked to like RC Buford and what's his name, Peter Holt Jr.
Manu was there, right?
Manu was there. He spoke for a little bit. So apparently you can get signs basically wherever you want pretty easily. So if you want to go out there and put a sign on your lawn, hopefully your HOA allows it. If not, then so be it. But yeah, you can go do that too. So go out and vote.
One thing that I will be interested in a little bit, and I know their hands are kind of tied, but I'll be interested to see if UTSA says anything about Project Marvel at all. As someone who does stand to benefit, but like, and the reason I say their hands are tied is because the UT part of the UTSA, their main voice isn't here, it's in Austin. So it's not really concerned with the doings of San Antonio.
Right.
But as a party that stands to benefit from an improved Alamo Dome, I would be interested to hear if they have anything to say about this.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of students, a lot of infrastructure that UTSA needs, and like you said, they benefit from that greatly. Imagine all the extra tickets and all the imagine the extra college football playoff stuff that can be that can be happening there.
Well, and it's not even that, it's a cost savings for that university to whatever they spend on renting the Alamo Dome is way cheaper than building a stadium on campus. And so that's something that they have to think about going forward as well, is like, if we want to continue using the Alamo Dome and continue to put our imprint on this city, maybe this is something that we should speak up for and put whatever weight we have behind this.
I mean, they would also, yeah, I mean, they would stand to benefit from improvements. Obviously, ticket prices could go for more. There's a lot to it.
And the thing that about UTSA specifically is that, like, there's just more sponsorship that comes with UTSA. Like, with UTSA comes Ansira money, comes Ansira voice, comes other sponsorships in the community that back UTSA football. And so I think the Spurs being the only voice couldn't, more entities behind them couldn't hurt.
Yeah, like we would love to see like HEB say something about Project Marvel. Like, please, like,
yeah, Valero, Frost Bank,
yeah,
but
USAA.
It is interesting.
Something.
I don't know if you guys had the chance to do this, but I got the chance to do this, and I tell people what's going on in San Antonio. Like, hey, we, looking to put a new arena. We'll see. It goes, it goes to vote in November, and you kind of tell them the background and the story. They're like, this is kind of a no-brainer, right? Like, why would you not do this? But also I'm talking to people that aren't from San Antonio and have been in a big city, or they're from a big city, things like that. So you talk to people outside the city. It's like, yeah, I love San Antonio. Why wouldn't you want to do more to it? So it's pretty interesting to talk to people outside of the area.
Talk to people in Kansas City right now. They're going through this twofold with two teams, the Royals and the Chiefs. And talk to people in Oakland who have lost teams. They wouldn't be able to believe that a team is offering $2 billion not only to stay, but to help benefit the community.
Yeah, and I talked about this on the last episode. What's stopping us, fortunately, from being somebody like the Oakland Athletics is all the winning we've done in this city under the name the San Antonio Spurs. And we're like, as fans, we should be very thankful for that. Obviously, we are anyways, but if not, it would not be as compelling to keep us here. But we will be. We will be here. We will have our new arena, and we will not be paying for it as residents, which is the beautiful thing. Which is why this is a no-brainer. Where else,
unless you want to go on staycations?
Well, even if else is an organization lining up to put that much money into the community, it's just this whole thing's stupid. And somebody that's not pro-business like our mayor wouldn't get it.
Exactly.
And
that's
as someone
perfectly
who worked at a car rental company back in my heyday, whenever you rent a car at the airport from like San Antonio, you have to put in your zip code. If you have a local zip code, you're not going to get charged for those taxes. So like just because you do a staycation doesn't mean you're going to get charged tax.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's there. I feel like there's just a lot of misinformation, a lot of confusion as to where the money's coming from, how this is going to get paid for. So I think if anything happens over the next couple of months, it's just people wise up, start to do some more reading about, more than just, oh, the Spurs want money and the roads and the schools are bad. That's not good. And it's like, well, there's more nuance than that.
I didn't know that whenever we started building the arena that all the construction on the highways in San Antonio was going to stop. I didn't realize
you could give $2 billion to
go.
SAISD, and I'm still not convinced it's not going to suck.
Facts.
Yep.
Well, and it's like, and we go back to the point previously where we're talking about UTSA, and that's like essentially like the crown jewel of schools locally in San Antonio. That's like the big university in town. And when we look at it through that lens, it's like, this is a deal that treats them well. That's saying, hey, you are education. Let's value something that is attached to education.
And why do you think they had that pep rally Saturday at 6? It was so that everybody could, now they were planning on UTSA winning that game, but it was so everybody could come out of the Alamo Dome all charged up and full of spirit and whatnot and just walk right into the pep rally.
Or stumble,
walk, whatever.
Like, all right, you guys just Spurs, yeah, okay.
Well, see, UTSA
Yes,
doesn't have
I'll vote
quite the
yes.
same chant that we do at Tech. So, like at Tech, when they do the Raider Power chant, you can always tell how drunk someone is by how long they hold the R in Raider
Hey.
Power. And so, but UTSA doesn't have that. So you just got to rely on your visual cues a little bit more.
Yeah, visual cues could pretty much indicate when a tech person is drunk as well, but
We don't need to get that far. You can hear us coming.
I was about to say, like from around the corner, you could just hear just a rare.
yeah, we could get down at Baylor every once in a while too. Rob got trashed a couple times on 10th Street.
I did.
remember it well. So
I got very wasted with the SIGEPs at Baylor, and y'all treated me well. I will not forget that.
Sounds better than the experience you had at Oklahoma.
Yes, that was very much. We got stomped in Norman. We upper decked the toilet of the SIGEP house, and then we fucking just bolted out of there. And keep in mind, there was maybe 20 of us, and they had a chapter where they all lived at their lodge. They were all there. And so there was maybe like 95 to like 100 guys just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And we're just like, fuck you. And just like
brotherly love.
Well, we just lost so bad.
It's true. Yeah.
That was when the rug just got pulled out from us, where we just thought we were on the mountaintop, and oh my gosh, we came crashing down.
And we haven't been on it since.
Yes, sir. But those college game days were fun. Like we had 2 of them that season. We got to get up early. I mean, because we were pledges, and then we had to get up early.
Yeah, you had the fortune to.
Right, yeah.
Dude, Rob, do you remember? I don't know if you remember this or not. You may not. So on college, the UT Tech game in 2008, it was your birthday weekend, and it was Friday night. We were going to stand in line for college game day, so we get an upfront seat, and you and Cam were stumbling drunk in. And I was like, "Hey guys,
no
we're going
way."
to game day." They're like, "I'm good to sleep."
Well, I mean, like tailgating, sometimes you were lucky to make it to the game. Honestly,
oh yeah,
depending on when you got there. I mean,
game
whenever we beat
it was a night
OU,
game,
I think it was my senior year. Half of our fraternity didn't come inside the game, and it was the best game I'd ever been to, for sure. But yeah, nice Project Marvel, nice.
I think that kind of flows seamlessly into advice for someone on this podcast that's going to be getting married this weekend.
Absolutely. That would be me. I'm tying the knot on Saturday.
Hear those bells ringing.
Yeah, we're recording this Wednesday night at 8:30. So you've got your wedding in less than 72 hours. Well, we'll be celebrating y'all in Austin. It's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah.
So I've got
to get up to Austin.
I am not a married man. We've got 2 married men in James and AJ who have had time to have trial, error, success, ups, downs. I think that it would only be right for y'all to start us off by giving some words of wisdom and pieces of advice to our boy Rob.
So are we talking just wedding day advice, or are we talking about like marriage advice and like marriage in general?
I mean, whatever your heart desires, James, whatever floats your dome. Yeah, I would say maybe wedding day advice. Don't get shit-faced enough to forget what happened.
Yeah. Get drunk after you say I do. Get drunk after.
Has anybody ever watched How I Met Your Mother? Don't shave your head like Marshall Erickson on your wedding day and have to wear a top hat. That's for sure.
Fuck no. I'm getting a haircut Friday at noon. It's going to be fresh.
Is the beard getting touched at all?
It'll get trimmed a little bit. Like I'll get rid of some of the straggling hairs. Yeah. It won't look as Amish, but it will maybe look Abe Lincoln.
Nice.
Mennonite, not Amish.
Right. I mean, I might get confused for a rabbi, but no.
I say the same advice to all the people that I know that are getting married, and that's generally just advice for the future is Never make or order yourself food without asking if she wants anything.
It's a great one.
There you go.
Ever.
That's a solid.
It's
piece of
really
advice,
simple
for
to
sure.
just ask in advance.
Those are words to live by.
Trust me, it'll save you from having a fight. Even now, I still forget sometimes, but Victoria's used to it, and she's great. So
Look how deep in thought AJ is here. I feel like he's about to deliver something pretty powerful.
Well, I wrote down my thoughts, and I was just kind of.
That's what I could tell. I was like, I say he's got something prepared here. I was just gonna wing it and talk some shit, but let's hear what you got here, Aga.
Yeah, I'm excited now.
All right. So Rob, as you know, marriage is not just about one person.
Marriage.
It's about two people. And so when you have two people, the best thing I can tell you is on your wedding day, have a great time, but also remember everything. Like take a beat while you're eating or while you're walking down the aisle, or while you're just standing up there. Just take a beat a few times throughout the day and just kind of clip that picture in your head, because that is the best time. And it's a great time. You're going to enjoy it. Definitely don't get too drunk. Like you do have a wedding night to get to. So like, make sure that you're ready for that. You're not throwing up in a trash can.
Basically, don't be Adam in an elevator.
Don't Adam in an elevator.
Please. Although that's still a great story all these years later.
But no, but that's honestly that's honestly great advice though, just because like I want to remember all the fun moments and all the little snapshots, and I'm gonna do my best to get as much footage and all the shit, and we're gonna be throwing a GoPro around, so like I want to just get some stupid shit with us, and so there's gonna be a lot of fun stuff, but yeah, just those mental snapshots is that's
and then
the
overall,
way that AJ started that off, by the way, he sounded like he was like auditioning to be an ordained minister. The way that he was starting that.
Well, I tell that to. I think I also said that to James too.
Yeah, you did.
Because a lot of times you went through the motions, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I got to enjoy this, and hopefully I remember it. Like you're gonna have pictures and stuff, but it's way more fun when you remember it, just like through your core memory. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, through the whole time at like the Peach Social House, like I want to be like, maybe have a couple of drinks, but I'm not going to really be that crazy. But when we get to the pool party back at the hotel, I'm getting fucked up. Like I'm
sure. Yeah,
like
you got an after party for that purpose.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have the rooftop, and we're gonna have a bar up there, food. Like I'm letting my fucking hair down. The
last time I was on a rooftop in Austin with you guys was the aforementioned Adam elevator incident. And that was also a very interesting night. And I remember the next day.
Remember berries.
It was Cam's bachelor party. And I remember the next day we were going on that brewery tour. And AJ, you were in front of me at the first one. The very first one. And you were about whiter than me getting off this little tour bus. And we go to the bathroom. You're just like right in front of me. And I'm like, AJ, are you okay?
James,
and we
sprint to the bathroom.
No sooner than my lips finish saying, AJ, are you okay? Do I just hear just like all over the
Oh God.
But I made it to the toilet.
I do remember that.
I felt way better after that. We drank some beer.
Best
that was
pizza in my life was at that brewery.
Yeah, it was the pizza.
It was
pizza was amazing.
And they do have pizza there too.
They do.
And it was delicious.
It was
and it got me
amazing.
back in it. So I was able to start drinking again after I yacked it in the Jester King bathroom.
Started drinking again. But no, so I have a good track record of rooftops in Austin. So it could be an interesting night.
I will barf there.
Well, Rob.
Well, yeah.
Overall,
that was a bachelor party, and we might have taken stuff.
Yeah.
And I might not have eaten all day. And it was not
the
an ideal
only other
combination.
thing I will say, Rob, is that eat something hearty during the day or at in the morning or something, because you don't get to finish your meal. Most people I know that have gotten married haven't gotten to really eat that much during their reception. Whether it's cake or whatnot. Like cake was the most substantive part of the meal that I had because I was just getting pulled in different
You're saying
directions.
during the wedding or after?
During the wedding.
We
After
had
the
cake
wedding,
for
you can pig out whatever,
days.
order
It was
DoorDash.
No, that went right over his head. We're talking about
no.
cake. I was referring to
But no,
ass.
eat
Sorry, that wasn't a
something.
good joke. Bad
Eat
joke.
something good the day of, a few hours before, while you're getting ready with the groomsmen or whatnot, because you'll be feeling a little hungry during this reception.
That's a good call. And also the Peach Social House is sending us home with another dish like from the kitchen.
Nice.
So like we should be like they should I don't know how the fuck that's gonna work. I don't know the logistics on that. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not.
It's your day, bud. You don't have to know all the
I
details.
will say, Rob, just overall marriage advice for the future, like your wife should be your best friend. I have no doubt that she is. And whatever you do, definitely take trips together, whether that's just going down to the coast, doing a staycation, coming up to seeing your boy in Fort Worth and us going to WinStar. That's a potential trip for you. Just doing stuff like that is always really fun because it's you and her, and you get to shoot the shit. They start making jokes that you make, and you're like, where did this come from? This is hilarious. And it just becomes more and more of a really strong partnership. So if I could finish with 100,000 pesos, if you come to Santo Poco and put on show and show your strength and stop the infamous Roberto Moore.
Before you know it, you'll be doing multiple fantasy football drafts at an Astros game together while she feeds the kid in the private nursing room.
Oh my god.
Not oddly specific or anything.
No.
Amen
no.
to James.
Yeah.
Thanks, James, for sharing.
So are y'all on we're just going to be here discussing wedding. I guess this is the topic of Rob's wedding, right? So
There we go.
Are y'all going up Friday or y'all going up early Saturday?
Friday.
I'm doing Saturday.
Okay. I know we've got to be there early Saturday. Dressing starts at like 11. But it said something about between like 8 and 11. So I'm going to try and get up there Friday night.
Yeah, go ahead and get up there Friday night, and we'll have a good time and kick it a little bit. Or
AJ booked a room for Wiz, and I think him and I are just going to cuddle up and just
it's a king
share
size
that
bed,
room.
right?
Yeah.
Well, Jesus, I mean, let me know, because the aforementioned Cam's bachelor party, it was you, me, and Wiz, Adam, so we could just recreate that whole trip.
That's right.
Oh, that would be a nice
I told
cuddle
Wiz, I
sesh.
said, maybe whenever you're checking into the room, you could ask them if you could swap to 2 queens and it'd be the same, but some are cool with that and some aren't. Just depends. But
y'all are 2 queens.
Y'all could head and foot it, just like meet in the middle.
Boo!
Yeah.
Get him, Rob.
Facts.
But
yeah, it's gonna be exciting to be together for sure. And
kind of getting
Rob.
this thing kind of back on a little bit. Did y'all see the Adam Silver interview today?
Oh God,
I did not.
I hated it,
dude. This pissed me off. It really did.
Fireable comments from him, honestly. If
today,
there was a mechanism,
I'm glad that
him.
kind of glad that you guys didn't see it. James did, so that's great. But basically, he was asked like, "What do you guys think? Or what do you think about the NBA fans who complain about having to buy so many different subscriptions to all these services in order to watch the games?" And he was like, "Well, you don't have to pay for it. You can just wait and see the highlights. We're a highlight league." And you're like, dude.
You know who doesn't like that is his fucking TV sponsors and all of the platforms that show Spurs that show NBA games. He should be saying, "Hey, I know that it costs a lot of money, but this league's worth paying for. These are teams that you want to see play. All of us can find ways to save $5 here, $7 there. We know it's getting expensive, but we appreciate your loyalty." Like, don't tell them to go watch highlights. How is that good for basketball? How is that good for the NBA? How is that good for these organizations that are partnering with the NBA? How is that good for the players and helping the game grow financially? If you're telling them shit like that, that's not a good move at all.
No, it's if I'm the owners who are his boss, I wouldn't think that's a good move either, because I want people watching my team. Ultimately, in I think the biggest problem is their media deal is 11 years long. But in 11 years, I want more people watching my team than they do now, so that I can get more money in 11 years when we renegotiate this.
Yep.
And I don't see how comments like that are productive in any way, shape, or form.
No, because if we keep pushing for a highlight-driven league, you know who's going to benefit? TikTok editors. People that edit, right? People that edit online clips. They're just going to have all of these highlights, and if that's what people are gravitating towards, that's what they're going to consume the most. So it's harmful language.
Y'all familiar with the conspiracy that NBA Sintel is Woj's burner account because they like break news like actually early? Or no, it's Central. NBA Central is Woj's burner account because they break news like early sometimes. I feel like this is like Adam Silver's way of saying like the NBA controls crack streams, meth streams, and Stream East, because they're just like, we don't care. You just watch the game however you want. Just stream it, pirate it, whatever. Piracy's fine. We don't care. We're still making money.
But like, I want to see the game. Like, I don't want to see just a highlight. I want to know like what are we great offense? Is the defense able to respond to, different things? If someone goes on a quick run, like what happens there? How's Mitch Johnson calling timeouts? Like, you can't see that in a highlight.
Well, if you love the game, a highlight is meaningless without context, and you get the context from the game. So it's like, yeah, I can see this highlight and consume it, and it's cool and all, the big dunk or big block or whatever, but like, what if they lost the game? I don't know that,
Yeah.
It's lazy, honestly. And it's like, you're in the business of getting people to watch basketball. That's literally what the league is there for. It's to give players the highest level to compete and to give fans the ability to watch players compete at the highest level. That's what Adam Silver's job is, and it's to make money off of doing that. Why would you say just watch highlights?
David
Stern would never say that.
I was about to say David Stern would have never said that shit.
Oh, David Stern's rolling in his grave hearing those comments. David Stern,
he's doing a backflip.
You'd be like, fuck a highlight. Turn the game on.
Yeah. He's making a real big stink of it down there.
Dude, I mean, RIP to David Stern, but I'll never forget, what was it? Our like 05 or 07 trophy, something along those lines. And like, we won it and everyone's happy. And David Stern gets up there and doesn't say anything about the team. Not even a one statement, just goes, the NBA champion San Antonio Spurs, here's your trophy.
Sounds
remember when he accused Jim Rome of beating his wife with just like completely no context or anything like that? He was just like, you still beat your wife? And it was just like, oh, what?
What
was drinking, that? AJ, by the way.
What was that? Unhinged? Oh.
A what?
Topo Chico.
A Topo Chico.
I thought you said mojito. I was like, ooh, spicy.
Well, speaking of the people that run the league, I would like to talk about a recent rule change.
Ooh, so, absolutely.
End of quarter heaves will now be counted as team missed field goals, which I think is an obvious no-brainer, because I think whenever you bring up an individual player's field goal percentage, sometimes it's contract incentives, sometimes there's other things involved where maybe somebody doesn't want to take that shot. Maybe they're a role player. They only get 3, 4, 5 shots a game. So that one shot would weigh pretty heavily on your overall percentage for that game. So you got to be thinking about that if there's anything contract related. So I'm a big fan of anything that's just going to get more people playing just aggressive unapologetically.
I think it's overall a good rule for sure, right?
Yeah.
I do think it's overall a good rule. It's kind of sad that the league has to do something like this. I never remember whenever I was playing growing up the feeling of not wanting to heave that ball up to give myself a chance to score for the team. So to me, I think it's a good rule, but it's weird that they're even having to do this. And I don't feel like we saw it happening until the last several years. It really started happening more.
Well, everyone wants that Carlton Banks moment, right? Where the ball is in the air and their fist is clenched and they're just watching it sail, just hoping it goes in. So I kind of see where you're coming from there, where it's just like you want that, even if it's not going to go in very often, you kind of want that ball in the air, buzzer sounding like moment.
We
even
all
if it
did it in
leads
our
to nothing.
driveway, right?
Exactly. And so that's like the essence of like what we love about basketball on some level.
Absolutely. Yeah, you deprive the game of some of the best like pinnacle moments where like you said, like you're literally just hanging in the balance as the ball just travels in the air, and to think like, you could miss out on that moment because somebody's like, "Nah, I've gone 3 for 4 already. I'm not going to take that shot." It's like,
Dude.
fuck that.
Dude, speaking of being a highlight league, as Adam Silver wants to put it, how often do we see Steph Curry or Luka or one of these Trey Young guys like out there pregame or postgame or whatever, shooting like from the stands? Like there was a clip like no more than a couple of days ago where Luka, was someone said, "Hey Luka, shoot the shot from over here," and he was like, "Okay," and he shot it in like nothing but net. And you're looking at these guys, and it's like, "Oh, you can do it there." Like you don't do that. I've never seen you like put up a 3/4 of a court shot kind of thing. So now I'm really curious to see who's going to be that person that becomes like the specialist here, because it's going to happen. Like someone's going to be really good at it, and you're going to have to try to stop that, and that's going to be a play moving
Peyton
forward.
Pritchard kind of already has been doing it.
I remember Kevin Love when he was in college would do like in practice or pregame routines. I remember seeing it when they were in San Antonio for the Final Four. They would do those open to the public practices.
Yeah.
And he was here with UCLA, and he was doing like half court shots sitting down, full court shots, all these kinds of things, just throwing and just making it look easy. And so, that's the kind of thing that I think about, where it's like, I don't know if it'll ever get to a point where like you try to find someone strategically that can do that or whatever. If we haven't gotten there already, I don't know if we'll get there, but I hate to see stuff like that just fall away from the game just because people are concerned about their numbers. And so I think ultimately this rule just assuages that concern.
Well, like the numbers, people are always going to be concerned with how much they're paid. That's like, in fact,
I was more about like stats.
Well, stats affect that. I was just listening to Lou Will on a podcast talk about the fact that when he was sixth man, he was incentivized. If he was still the sixth man and was to make an all-star team, he would make X number of dollars. If he averaged over 16 points a game and he was still coming off the bench, he made X amount of dollars. Like additionally, he had all of these crazy, like really hyper specific incentives in his contract, and all of it predicated around him coming off the bench. So he was like, I'm incentivized to not start the game. He's like, I don't even want to start. He's like, I don't get me out of the starting lineup. And it's like, you think about one of your really good, talented players on your team having that mindset, and it's all just based around money. So it's like, it really does affect a lot of parts of the game, but I don't want to see it affecting last second shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
feel like it just became like acceptable within the last few like years that it was just, you were used to the guy not heaving up the ball or shooting it right after the buzzer goes up, and you're just like, oh, that's just normal. It's just a part of the game now. When did that when did that become a thing? Like that wasn't a thing when we were 15 years ago. That was not a thing in basketball. 10 years ago, I don't even know that it was a thing.
Oh God.
It really started becoming popular within the last few years.
It wasn't LeBron, but I do think there was someone that popularized doing that. I want to say it was like a guard. My mind says Westbrook, but I don't think it was him. But there was.
Let's just blame LeBron. That's better.
I think there was a name initially associated with it.
Honestly, I could see Westbrook, I could see LeBron, I could see James Harden, I could see any kind of player like that. That's like, I'm hyper focused on my numbers and what they look like and the perception of that. But I don't know.
Give me Wemby pull up jumper from the other side of the court. Like I'm here for that. It's 36 feet away is what I guess what they give you. So anything within 36 feet counts towards your field goal. But like I'm excited to see some heaves. We better get some good ones.
I think it's Kevin Durant was who I was thinking of, said that he won't take one. And he actually today still said he's not taking those shots.
I love
so
it.
I don't understand why. I don't want to piss off Kevin Durant because I don't want to get blocked on Twitter and miss seeing his rants, because I enjoy seeing Kevin Durant respond to people on Twitter. But I'd be interested as the logic is to, okay, if this isn't going to affect your field goal percentage, why not try it?
Right. Yeah. And he's, obviously 50, 40, 90. He cares about efficiency. That's a large part of his game.
Maybe that's why he hasn't won shit since he's left Golden State.
You should, care about it to an extent. But like, if they say, okay, you don't have to care about this, is there a reason to still not put up those shots? Is it just kind of routine now? Like, if that's part of his
Kevin Durant's
routine?
a contrarian sometimes and negative and weird randomly.
But he also just likes to hoop.
I wonder if anybody else kind of agrees with that and just kind of took that mechanism, that shot just out of their mind entirely.
Just like a guy that loves to hoop, like the basketball player to the core, would never like care about your percentage being impacted. Now, if there was a specific language in your contract that tied field goal percentage to that and you knew it was close, would it creep in my mind? Sure. But I don't know. I feel like you live for that moments and you want the ball and you want to make the half court shot and the hooper.
It's like the running back who has exactly 1,000 yards and then just doesn't want another carry because what if he loses yards?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if there was contract incentives for points, like I'm going out there and scoring X number of points to get the dollars. Like if I need to drop 60 or 70 points on somebody, I'm fucking doing it. I don't care. I'm going to pull a David Robinson at the end of the season and beat Shaq for the scoring leader. I'm going to do some shit like that and get real petty. Yeah. But at the end of the day, good rule change. It's weird that it needed to happen. But yeah, people are just really concerned with numbers, not only when they're looking at stats, but when you're looking at your bill, when you're looking at your energy bill. And your energy bill will be lower if you go to the solarscouts.com/bums. Get yourself a free consultation. They'll figure out how to get you a solid solar plan for you and your family. They have a really, really great product, a lot of quality solar panels, and they'll figure out what deal makes sense for you and help shave some dollars off your monthly bill.
We could all use a couple extra dollars in our pocket. This world's expensive. Why wouldn't you save money when you can?
Oh, yeah. I think we all like saving a little bit of money.
Money's important. You want to get as much you can per contract. And then if you can't get into contract and you're already getting paid as much as you can, you go find a way to get that money elsewhere, regardless of whether you actually earn it or not.
And that's maybe it's good for
Uncle Dennis.
And maybe it's good for the planet.
Yeah. Did y'all like my segue into Kawhi there? Was that decent or was that shit?
I loved
so much
it.
Meat on this bone.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're back talking about Kawhi Leonard. We brought it up on last episode, right, that we did of our podcast, all of the fuckery that went down with inspiration. Did I say it wrong? Aspiration. Thank you. All the fuckery.
You gotta put the ass in there.
That's right. With the Clippers and Uncle Dennis and there was a new development that y'all would like to update the fans of ours on, huh?
Absolutely. It was reported by NBA Central that Kawhi
possibly Woj.
It was reported in 2019. Kawhi's camp demanded these demands were to Toronto, a trade for Paul George, $10 million in sponsorship that would essentially be kind of like an aspiration style sponsorship, basically a no-show kind of deal. Partial ownership of the Toronto Maple Leafs, ownership stakes in other companies affiliated with MLSE. And so this is essentially like a huge ask. But now that we've seen all of this aspiration stuff kind of unfold, it seems like Kawhi was able to get this kind of similar situation somewhere else.
Yeah. I reading all those asks that he had of Toronto, I kind of wish we would have lived to see the day where we have Kawhi Leonard as the owner of the Toronto Argonauts. People are asking questions as to why that happened, and it's just like he just really loves Canadian football.
Right.
Go figure. But no, had any of y'all listened to the original kind of podcast expose where they talked about this?
Like Pablo's?
I listened to Pablo Torre talk about
Pablo
quite a
Torre.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are going to have to be buttoned up. I don't know if like this guy is on fire, and this is just, I feel like, the very beginning of this particular thing. Like Pablo Torre took down the NFLPA before this, and I feel like there's a lot of meat on this bone here, not just with the Clippers, but there's no way this is the first time something like this has happened. There's no way. Even if this is exceptional for something in this kind of realm of scandal, you know that there are some owners sweating about this, about, oh God, we really need to tread lightly and don't piss off Ballmer, because he is rich enough to be litigious about this stuff and bring out all of our skeletons. And so it'll be interesting to see how the league handles this.
There is one thing that I want to notate, circumventing the salary cap is wrong. But stuff like this happens, right? Like, you signed with us. We're in New York. This is a big company that's in New York City. We have access to give you sponsorships to that. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is you've got to actually perform the sponsorship work. And I think that's where everything breaks down. But there's star players that demand or tell an organization, hey, I'll come there if you go get this player. That happens all the time.
Yeah,
I'll come back and I'll re-sign, but I need you to go get this. Or, hey, I'm being offered this type of sponsorship deal in this city. What do you have for me? I think what we've got to be careful of is not letting or telling the general public that some of that stuff is wrong, because some of that stuff isn't wrong. What's wrong is really what happened with aspirations and how all of it happened. The fraud, the lying, the not earning the money, because you can't control some of this other stuff, and you can't set the precedent that some of that other stuff is wrong when it really isn't.
Well, and let's keep in mind, this is not the Clippers and Steve Ballmer's first offense here. They were popped for this with the whole DeAndre Jordan and the whole Mavericks. Is he a Maverick? Is he not? They had an illegal deal lined up with DeAndre Jordan and Lexus in 2015, and they got popped for it then. So not only do you have this as a negative scandal, but he's also a repeat offender on this exact same issue. So it really kind of is on the league to do something about it. And I think that's why a lot of people around the league are expecting the hammer to drop.
That was when he locked DeAndre Jordan in the closet or the room or something.
No,
right?
they locked him in his house. Yeah. And Mark Cuban was driving around the neighborhood on his phone trying to call DeAndre Jordan and whatnot. Yeah.
That was
That's
when
insane.
that was when he was recently the owner, because that was shortly after Donald Sterling, correct?
I want to say that was 2015, 2016, one of those two summers. But yeah, he took over in 2014.
Yeah. That's, man, Clippers have had some fucking shady owners, man.
Dude, the Spurs dodged a bullet. Good Lord.
Yes.
Well,
Absolutely.
and you know that some of these demands were happening when Kawhi was in San Antonio. They might not have been reported on yet, and they might be coming, because we know Kawhi was asking the Spurs to trade for Paul George. We know that happened. And so
we laughed at him. We were like,
and so, I don't know if it'll ever come out, but it'll be interesting to see if it does, just exactly how long this goes back.
yeah, I wonder if Kawhi's been asking, for kind of odds and ends his whole career through Uncle Dennis, and maybe the Spurs were just really good at just keeping it all quiet. That would
Kawhi.
I love it. I love it. But yeah, that's anything else to add on this Kawhi funny money situation? I feel like we've been talking about it quite a bit, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, like I agree. There's a lot of meat left on this bone. I'm excited to see what skeletons come out of which closets, which one of
What
these
is kind of
billionaires.
funny, I was watching or listening to the Bill Simmons podcast, which I often
no way.
do, and they were talking about, like, the two people that probably give the least amount of fucks that this is happening and the story is going on are Kawhi and Uncle Dennis. They're like, do you think that his blood pressure raised like one iota after seeing the report was released? He probably doesn't give a shit. If some of the
Even
money's
if-
taken from him, he probably wouldn't even care. He'd probably just be like, that sucks. And he'd
Even
probably be
if
like
he
happy to
doesn't-
retire.
Even if he doesn't give a shit, and even if Kawhi, and I really don't think Kawhi did anything wrong in this, like him personally, I don't think he did anything wrong, but he does need to face some consequences. And I do think there's a suspension at play possibly here. I think there's a contract avoidance at play possibly here. And I think either of those are fair punishments for this whole situation.
I would be incredibly shocked to see a contract void.
I mean, there's precedent.
Honestly, I could see him maybe not contract void, but maybe having to pay some kind of fine or something along those lines. Because at the end of the day, like at best, it's incredibly negligent to just be handed 4 payments of $7 million and be like, hey, what do I got to do for this? And never ask that at any point in time and just be like, oh, where's this coming from? Or like, hey, what you guys doing? Like, you never asked that once. It's like, I feel like if someone's giving you fat stacks like that, like this minor surface level due diligence is got to be in order. And
that's where Uncle Dennis comes in, like, as his agent. And that's where also like some of this punishment has to fall. Like, he can never be in these conversations again. Like,
yeah, he has.
We're not really talking. League. Uncle Dennis and Kawhi didn't really commit like real crimes. They just committed NBA crimes. And so they have to be dealt with in that kind of context. But yeah, no, he has to be suspended permanently from the league, Uncle Dennis being. And Kawhi is going to face some consequences, whether that's entirely fair or not, just because
I will say
kind of embarrassing the Shield at this point.
It remains to be seen whether they did anything illegal, because this is still an ongoing investigation, and fraud was involved, and they were the two biggest. He was the biggest and highest paid employee out of a company that committed fraud. So I certainly think he was aware of the fuckery and knew it was going on. And I think it kind of goes beyond negligence almost.
Well, also, like the fact that Steve Ballmer came out on ESPN was the worst thing you could possibly do.
Oh,
like,
that was terrible.
What an idiot. Because now we're all finding out that Aspiration was like neck and neck with Intuit on the naming rights for the new stadium. And it's like, you knew who these people were.
And only rivaled by Mark Cuban's decision to go on Pablo Torres' podcast afterwards and be like,
he's such a tool.
Well, he can't be that dumb. I mean, why not?
He was just going up there and blindly defending anything and just trying to be very vague and oppose any type of opposing view. It was just the Billionaires Alliance. I didn't realize it had ran that deep.
Yeah, and also the reason why they went with Intuit instead of Aspirations was because Intuit was more of a, I guess, household name where people knew that
people
have
heard of Intuit.
Yeah, but besides, and it's like they were like, you can't tell me you guys weren't having these conversations. Like, they were the second place to your stadium that you built.
People have heard the name Aspiration now. But at the end of the day, I agree. It's like how'd you not know? You got to ask at least a couple questions. And we're gonna have to hear Kawhi explain some shit at some point, whether or not he's gonna be punished in any real significant way. But
it's gonna be through his agent with a statement. You watch. It's not gonna be a press conference.
No, I mean he will have to say some shit about this. Him personally, even if it's
like
even if it's no comment, like he's gonna be asked the question and he's gonna have to respond to it. And even the no comment response will say a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
don't say that at your wedding, Rob. Don't say no comment at your wedding.
No comment. I do maybe. No. No, but guys,
This was a good episode, and it was the last episode Rob will ever have as a non-married man.
yes, indeed.
Your bachelor party episode.
That left hand about to
That's
get
the
real
name of the
heavy. The
title for sure.
clickings. That clicking's about to go a little bit harder, isn't it?
Wait, what's up?
I said that hand's gonna get heavy. Operating that mouse is gonna feel a little bit different.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have some white gold on this hand. But at the same time, the next podcast I will be in Hawaii.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
is that the honeymoon? Hawaii?
Yes, we're going to Hawaii the day after.
Dude, very nice. Where are y'all going in Hawaii?
Yeah, we're staying right on Waikiki Beach, Oahu, baby. Yeah, we've got
Get some poke, dog. Get some poke.
Oh,
Get
bro,
poke.
I'm gonna be eating seafood like a goddamn islander.
I
Where
eat
are
poke
where
every
y'all
day in
staying?
Hawaii, dude. Poke.
So her uncle he owns a condo right on the beach, and
wow.
we're staying there because they're traveling Europe right now, and he was like, "Yep, stay there," and we're like, "Yeah, sure." We just got to buy
Sounds
flights
awful.
and stay there for a week. Sure.
Question.
That's badass.
Now, do people associated with you on the podcast have access to this said condo in Hawaii? Just curious, asking for the crowd.
Only if I am accompanying them, but at the same time, I don't see why we can't take a bum's trip at some point.
Yeah.
The bums take over Hawaii.
Yeah, the bums
Ooh.
take Hawaii.
Yes, we could be beach bums. Yeah.
There you go.
Dude, what we did beach? Oh, hell yeah. All right, man. Fuck yeah, let's do this.
Baseline beach bums. Let's do it.
Baseline B house.
Let's get Scrib back.
He was living in Hawaii for a little bit.
Don't tell me that. I don't want to run into Scrib. Not on my honeymoon.
Nap time.
But guys, I think
Yeah.
we got to get to some dunks. Who's
down.
feeling dunky? Who's okay? AJ, you got a little spring in your step. You want to yam?
No, I was gonna say I'm down to do dunks. I was gonna toss it up to Adam because he kept having me go first on things, so now he gets to go first.
I honestly didn't give thought to who I was wanting to dunk on. I need to be inspired through y'all's dunks.
I want to dunk on Mike Gundy.
Okay.
Because I only know two things about Mike Gundy. One, he's the head football coach at Oklahoma State. Two, he is 58 years old. I know that because I can do math, and the I'm a man, I'm 40 rant happened in 2007 because it was after they played Tech. But to go up in a press conference in 2025 when paying college football players has been legal for like 4 years now, and lament how the opponent that you're about to play has paid their team so much money and how that's such a bad thing, and then to proceed to go out the next week and get beat in a school record fashion, dude, I think it might just be time to hand off the sticks.
Yeah.
Like I think this whole thing has passed OAN Mike by. And so I think it might just be time for him to retire off somewhere to Mulletville and just enjoy his sweet CBS sports studio analyst gig that's coming.
For sure. Great dunk.
Yeah.
Great
Great
dunk.
dunk.
Sucks.
Solid dunk.
Well, Rob, you got one?
I mean, mine's a very simple dunk. I'm going to dunk on NBA 2K26. I've felt this way for probably 4 or 5 years now. Each year, the amount of improvement shrinks.
Yeah.
And it's noticeable. And as somebody that I have people within my circle that like they do game development and they do like 3D rendering and all that kind of stuff. And they're telling me that there's no reason why those games shouldn't be way better than they are. And the only real reason why they're not is because it's more profitable to put resources and energy into the things that are pay-per-click and, microtransaction and things like that. So whenever I see them put more effort into the My Team stuff because they want people buying packs and all this other stuff, and they're really just not caring about the user interface and just the overall fan experience. Like I keep buying the games, so I know I'm a complete hypocrite, but at the same time, like I have to be able to play the game in order to have this take, in order to be able to tear it down. So,
Right.
Yep. That's why I stopped playing FIFA, dog. Because FIFA was the same way. It's like,
Same thing
dude,
with Call of Duty.
dude,
Yeah.
FIFA 09, I want to say 2010, 09, one of those. The one that we played every day was the best FIFA. And then it got better up until like 2014 or so, 2015. And then it went straight back to shit. And you're like,
No,
what am I doing here?
AJ, the one you're thinking of, I think, is FIFA World Cup 10.
Oh, we had that too.
The best sports game I think ever created, possibly, was FIFA World Cup 10.
It's a great game.
That was a fun game.
I had it. Well, my dunk is, well, I hate to do it. I really don't want to do it, but I have to do it. I'm going to dunk on Victor Wembanyama for saying Kobe is the greatest over Duncan. And I was like, I hope you're doing a bit to piss off Tim Duncan, because that's always fun to do. But if you're not, you better change your answer before voting time.
Low-key weird, right? Like, as much as I love Victor, didn't like that at all. Like,
I mean, I think you're reading too much into it, guys. I think
he wants to be a Laker.
I think both Tim and Kobe are very close in the all-time rankings. Sure, do I think Tim Duncan is higher than Kobe? Absolutely. But if you have Tim at 5 and Kobe at 7, or Tim at 6 and Kobe at 8, it's like I'm not really seeing why one person couldn't prefer one player over the other based on team dynamic and based on overall aesthetic.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's like he's a Spur. Just like say what we want you to say, especially whenever it's like you know what the right answer actually is.
And then, as you say,
he clears Kobe,
and
also
also
always has.
Iceman vodka is the best vodka I've ever had.
Right. Shout out to George Gervin's new vodka, new sponsor of the base. No, I'm just kidding.
I've got an interesting dunk, and it's not even really a dunk, but it's going to be a dunk. I'm going to dunk on Bronny, but not in the way that y'all think. I'm going to dunk on Bronny out of jealousy, because I saw a clip of him on Instagram the other day of him golfing with a guy named Grant Horvat, who's a big golf influencer.
I saw this.
And he said he's only been golfing for 4 months, and his swing is pure. Like,
way better than LeBron.
Way better than a lot of people that have been golfing their whole lives. Like, he looks like he's been doing it since he was a kid. And I've spent a lot of time talking shit about Bronny on this podcast, and I've put clips out, but like, dude, his swing's nice. So I'm going to dunk on him out of jealousy is what I'm doing.
Maybe he has a second career a la Tony Romo.
Yeah, I'm dunking on myself too. Yeah.
So what you're basically saying is he's a better athlete than his dad?
Correct. Yes.
His dad needs to transition to the Earl Woods role.
Dude, LeBron is like almost Charles Barkley-esque with his shot, with his swing. It looks.
I feel like
don't disrespect Charles like that.
I feel like if you're that tall, it's almost impossible to have a good, like a comprehensive golf swing.
That's fair.
Like there's just too much person for it to be fluid.
Yeah.
You just have to have a really long club, I would guess. But
yeah.
I don't know. Bronny's swing looks nice. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like if you're around Bronny's height, like that's the sweet spot to be a really good golfer. And if your swing's down like that, like, dude, you got that torque in that extend. Yeah, dude, I'm watching it right now.
AJ, maybe you'd be higher than number 3 in the Bachelor Party power rankings if you were a little bit taller.
Oh shit.
He didn't hear that. He totally didn't hear me say that, did he?
Oh no, I did. I just saw his swing. Like, it was at the same time.
It looks
beautiful,
good,
isn't it?
That wasn't bad. Like,
very nice.
Dude, that's a great place to be at 4 months. Holy shit. Give him another year. Good Lord.
He's gonna be playing
might
scratch golf.
Pro in a sport. Yeah, he might actually be good pro in something.
If he's able to figure out how to get his back all the way with that club face right on the corner of your eye, dude, game over.
Right. Chill over there, Tiger. Relax. Rory.
Just saying. Some of us can.
Guys.
No, I'm just kidding. was a good episode, boys.
It was a good episode. There's a lot we got to, whether it was the new fan section, whether it was, Kawhi Funny Money Part 2. We got to dive into a lot of topics, and y'all gave me some really heartfelt wedding day advice and marriage advice, and I definitely appreciate all that. But guys, Bums, if you're still here, if you're still listening to this podcast, we appreciate you. This podcast would not be the same without you. We not only love you, but we love you hard over here. And absolutely, yeah, like, subscribe, follow, all of that good stuff. But we're going to end this episode the same way we end all episodes. And that's with a go Spurs. A go.